Hello everyone. So today I'm going to be taking a look at the Dao Vua pipeline steel Nakiri that I ordered from Chef Knives to Go. So I've been following Dao Vua for a while, and it seems like their quality control is continuously improving. And I've been looking for videos and reviews on their pipeline steel knives, and I haven't been able to find many, or any at all for that matter. See a lot about their spring steel, so I decided to finally pull the trigger and pick up one of their pipeline steel Nakiris. Give it a shot. So I really do like the Nakiri shape. I use that quite a lot in the kitchen, and so I'm gonna be comparing it side by side with a similarly priced Nakiri. This is the Nexus with the BD1N steel from Cutlery and More. So do a couple of side-by-side tests and see what my first impressions are. So let me actually go wash this off. So this is straight out of the package, never been used before. So I'm just gonna wash it off, and we'll start with some basic cut tests. I'll go through a few chops, and we'll see how it goes from there. Alright, so now that it's washed, we can get started here. Edge looks pretty good right out of the box, no flat spots, feels pretty sharp, doesn't slide. What I do notice right off the bat though, it is noticeably lighter than this one. See what the balance is like. So for the Nexus, balance is kind of right at this point, so a little handle heavy, which is fine for the Nakiri. It makes it a little more nimble as you're chopping. This one is going to be more blade heavy, so it'll be pretty balanced for a pinch grip, and it is much lighter. So let's see the profile here. Pretty flat up until about this point here, with a slight rock over there. Nexus, just about the same, maybe a little longer in the straight area. Let's see how much they weigh. Actually, I'm curious, because that does feel quite a bit lighter. Get my scale on here. $219 grams for the Nexus, 144 grams for the Dao Vua, so indeed quite a bit lighter. Alright, let's start with the basic paper slice, see how that goes. So again, this is straight out of the box, hasn't been sharpened before. The Nexus, however, has been used over the past, it's got to be probably 2 years now, sharpened a few times. I am big a fan of that knife. That's one of the knives I grabbed the most. Push cut, let's see. Pretty good. Nice and smooth. A little bit of a snag here. Let's, well, I just bend the paper, but as you can see, push cuts very easily, nice and smooth, relatively quietly. Let's see what that looks like with the Nexus BD1N. I think I sharpened it pretty recently. I don't think I used it too many times after, so it should be pretty, yep, you can see. This one feels a bit smoother, a bit sharper, but again, not really a fair comparison because I did sharpen that recently. Let's see if it will cut the paper standing on its own here. Very, very sharp. Right out of the box. I know that'll do it, so let me put this to the side for now. Alright, tomato slice, another classic. Let's see if I can do it without cutting the bottom off. Oh, doesn't look like it. Nice and easy. It's not cutting through the skin as easily as I would have expected. See that? I'm kind of dragging it across and it's not biting right away. But once it gets started, it goes through no problem. You see the tomato does slide around a little bit. But let's see what happens with the Nexus. See how much easier that was. It's a little wet there now. So it breaks the skin much easier with the Nexus. Again, not a completely fair comparison as this was sharpened, but after this I think I'll actually sharpen this knife, put it through the exact same sharpening process as this, and we'll see. Chef Knives to Go does list this as a project knife, meaning that it's not 100% finished. It takes a little work. Honestly, it's pretty much, you know, it's as well finished as most knives out of the box. It's not as razor sharp as the Nexus, but again, I sharpened that also. It was probably comparable to the way this came out of the box. So being labeled as a project knife, not much you need to do to finish it, right? Spine is nice and smooth. There's no sharp angles. Same thing here. It's actually a little bit chamfered. That's a nice touch, but let's you can certainly buy this, use it out of the box. Nothing really project about it, honestly. It's handles comfortable, but let's chop up some of these little things here, and then I will sharpen this up and see how sharp I can actually get this. So I don't know a whole lot about the pipeline steel. They don't give any specifics on what it is. All they say is that it is a slight bit harder, higher Rockwell rating than their spring steel. So we'll see. A nice shallot here. Cuts very well. I should have cut that second piece with the Nexus, but I'll do half the pepper like that. I like it. It's light, but doesn't feel chintzy or anything. It feels good. It's very reactive. As you can see, you're starting to get a little bit of patina on the blade already. So definitely, if you're not one to wash your knives right after using them, I will go with stainless, like the BD1N. But, right, let's see here. I'll do half with this, half with the other. Okay, went through very nice. Now was hoping to, let me do a little more. Sometimes when you're chopping peppers like this, what you'll see is that it doesn't cut all the way through the seed when you're cutting quickly. So I do want to see how that does with this. Yep, no problem there. Cuts right through. Compared to this, yeah, totally different feel, being that this is handle heavy. Using them side by side, you can tell right away. Feels completely different. But let's see. It didn't cut all the way through there. I like, right away what I noticed is the extra width of the knife. I like that a lot. Like I said, this is one of my favorite knives. I have no complaints about it, but using it side by side, I really like how much more clearance I have with my knuckles. I have pretty big hands. Pinch grip like this, you can see that the blade and my knuckle puts my knuckle pretty close to the board. And you can see it on the last pepper. I don't know if it's because I was getting used to using that, but I didn't cut all the way through on a lot of these because I was kind of lifting a little. I wasn't coming down all the way flat because I wanted to keep my knuckles a little further from the board. This, with that extra knuckle clearance, makes a pretty big difference in the way it feels for me. Again, great knife, this Nexus. I do enjoy it thoroughly, and they're about the same price. I think this one it might have been the exact same price actually. I think this was $65 as well. But yep. Let's see. So yeah, see some slight discoloration already. So go ahead and wash this. I'm gonna sharpen it. And then I'm probably gonna put a little vinegar on it, let it soak, let it build a little oxide layer so it doesn't discolor as easily. Then I'm gonna sharpen it using the exact same process as this, and we'll see how sharp I can actually get this thing. But so far I'm really liking it. The handle is very comfortable. It's ambidextrous, it's symmetrical. I haven't used their hexagonal handle ones. I don't have one of their spring steel ones, but this handle is very comfortable. Knife is centered in the handle. Now there's a little bit of glue and stuff over there. I'll probably clean that up with a little sandpaper or something, but really doesn't affect the performance. But yeah, very comfortable, more comfortable for me because of the size of my hands than the Nexus actually. But let's compare it to a knife with a hexagonal handle. Or octagonal rather. Let's see. I mean, it's also super comfortable. Yeah, about the same. Definitely a different feel, so it'll come down to preference. But no complaints with the fit and finish on this, or the handle shape. Balance is great, very comfortable to use. So far, very happy with it. So if that's all you're looking for, you can probably end the video here. But I would highly recommend it for $65. If I had to pick one of these, I would actually pick the Dao Vua. But if you want to continue on, I'm gonna sharpen it up, and we'll see how scary sharp we can get this thing.